Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. We are in one of the magic back rooms at Baxter Cycle. Look what we have today. I have really been wanting to do a video of this when they got it in just a couple days ago. Triumph Thruxton RS Chrome. And it's a real beauty. I mean, it is just a amazing example of one of these. All the Thruxtons, every single one of them are just gorgeous. 104 horsepower, I think, 104 horsepower. 83 foot-pounds of torque, that's about 113 newton meters, 434 pounds. I believe that's dry. It's a special edition. We won't be able to ride this. Limited edition bike. It's the Chrome model. It's a 1200cc inline twin, liquid cooled, 4 valve per cylinder, single overhead cam, fuel injected. It's got a 12.1 to 1 compression ratio, so you're probably going to want to use premium. Beautiful 6-speed transmissions. This is the 1200 HP motor, and these motors have 20% less rotating mass, so they spool up a lot quicker. That's where they get that extra horsepower, I believe. When you ride these, you really notice it's kind of a really bizarre thing. They have an incredible amount of torque. You know, the first thing you notice right off the bat is the torque, and then when you go to spool it up, it goes right to the top, right to the red line, you know. Well, let's start with the brakes. Brembo M50s, the four piston caliper, radially mounted, 310 millimeter full floating disc. It's a dual disc setup. There's 2 discs. The thing about this is it's a one-piece chunk of metal, and a lot of people think that's for strength, and it is. But the big thing that does is, with a single chunk of metal like that, as this all heats up, the heat dissipates more evenly, you know, faster, better. And that helps a lot with brake fading and things like that if you're riding that hard. The rims on this are aluminum. The front tire on this is a 120/70 17. These are 17s front and rear. And I think these are Metzler Race Techs K3s, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Oh yeah, right there. Race Tech K3. And just look at that. Just wow, wow, wow. That is some rubber, isn't it? Ooh, that feels good, my friends. I think I already said it. Aluminum rims, you know, less inertial mass on the front. The smaller tire, inverted forks. These are Showa forks, inverted. They're 43 millimeters, 4.7 inches of travel. That's about 120 millimeters. And the thing about these is they're fully adjustable. And of course, they're the Showa. They've got this texture to them. They've got this beautiful machining. All the little details. Of course, you expect that with a Triumph. All the little details are just right there. Just a real wow. You know, look at the tops here. This is where you do your adjusters on each fork. There's an adjuster down here, and I'm going to have to learn what that's for. This one down here, if y'all know what that is, post L and H, it says. If you're good enough to use something like this, you would definitely appreciate this. I mean, this is the kind of bike that it would take a month of Sundays just to figure out how to ride it, you know. Just an amazing, amazing motorcycle. I mean, we're just on the front. And, you know, look at this little mini fender, and then I love these guards over, I always point those up, these little guards over the forks. Every fork should be protected like that. Just this just right here is mind-blowing to me, you know, and we haven't even gotten up into that. We're just, just a wow. I mean, look at that whole thing. I mean, it is a real wow kind of thing. Let's jump to the back. I think the suspension travel on the rear is 4.7 inches. That's 120 millimeters again. But here now we've got these Ohlins. These are also fully adjustable. I mean, that is a real premium product. And I think that's what the difference, that's what the RS brings you, is this amazing suspension and brake combination. Just phenomenal, phenomenal. Swing arm is full aluminum. Check that out. The swing arm on this thing is just a piece of work, piece of art. Can you all see any of that? It's really hidden back in there, but it's really, I mean, to me, that's just another one of the details that you get on a motorcycle like this. Just a far out example of, you know, state of the technology. It's a cafe racer from the old style, but it's got the latest, most amazing everything. The rear tire, by the way, is a 160/60 17, 160 millimeters wide. Isn't that something? Chain drive, of course. Okay, so some of the other little specs. Seat height, 31.9 inches. When you sit on it, it doesn't feel that tall. That's 810 millimeters. Speaking of the seat, it's a dual material seat. It's got this kind of a textury, grabby material here. But it's got this smooth material on the side. Wheelbase on a bike like this is 55.7 inches. And you know me, anything with a 55 in it, I love wheelbase wise. That's 1,415 millimeters. And the fuel tank holds 3.8 gallons. That's 14.5 liters. But let's take a look at the switch gear. High lows right here. Information button. World-class blinkers. They always feel so good in a Triumph. The blinkers are, I mean just even the texture that they put on this knob, on these buttons, are amazing. The mode button right here, the horn button over here, hazard lights, kill switch, run switch, start switch. Look at this, beautiful. I mean, isn't that just art? These clip-ons, I mean, it's just, I don't know if I'm getting that across to y'all, but this is just pure art. This is a Brembo master cylinder, by the way, and it's adjustable for throw. And same here, this is adjustable for throw. But I mean, look at this, just phenomenal. Then you come up here to the gauge package. The gauges, you know, this is let's start back here. This is a great example of old and new together. You know, this looks classic Triumph. You know, just absolutely, you know, the aluminum housing to hold the actual gauges, the chrome rims on the gauges. These are domed bezels. I mean, this is bezels. This is just to feel this is amazing. Now let's turn this on, okay? Check that out. Temperature light, oil light, ABS light, fuel light, neutral light. Let's do that again. Heat light, traction control light. Then down here we've got the odometer. Over here we've got a fuel gauge. I think that must be range right there. So let's use this button here, the information button, and see what we can do with this here. Trip 1, trip 2, miles per gallon. That must be the average miles a gallons at this point. Time, traction control on and off. Haha, you can turn it off. Then over here is the fuel gauge. I'm assuming that's range. And we're going to use the mode button now. And let's see if we can change these values down here. See where it says road, sport, rain, road, sport. Absolutely gorgeous. Backing off of that, you know, this beautiful polished, that is polished, you know, triple tree. I mean, all the hardware, every little piece is just perfect, as you would expect from Triumph. We've got a stainless steel band over this chrome tank, this brushed stainless Monza cap, locking cap below it. Isn't that just beautiful? I mean, and look how well that works. Phenomenal. Coming over here, see this Triumph? That is all raised. Absolutely beautiful. Beautifully done. Just gorgeous. Wow, I'm just blown away by this thing. You know, the details. I mean, look at this. These headlight mounts, the chrome rings, the, you know, just wow, everywhere. The little light down here. Let's turn that on. See the little light down here? It says Triumph, and then that Triumph shape. A little Triumph symbol in the center. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous machine. The bar end mirrors. I mean, it's just, you know, we've only begun. We've only talked about this and this and this now. Jumping down to the looks of the engine. This looks classic Triumph all the way. The pipe sticking out. The finned heads with the angular shape here. The Triumph heart. The points cover. Of course, it doesn't have points under there anymore. You know, it looks like it has a pre-unit transmission. Of course, this is actually a chain cover, and I think the brake reservoir might be underneath there. The master cylinder's right here. Notice the protectors on them. You know, this looks like a full oil tank, but it's actually a side cover. Over here, looks like carburetors. Looks like old monoblocks, you know, like the old cafe racers would have had. Brass on the top, all the little detail there. This is actually a fuel-injected bike. These look like air cleaners, you know. Just phenomenal amount of work. Phenomenal. I'm absolutely in love with these things. This is a true dream bike. I would love to have one of these in my garage. If I had one of these in my garage, it would come out on Sunday afternoons when the sun was shining, and it would light up my week, you know. Look at the hardware here. You know, these beautiful cast knurled foot pegs. This wonderful brake lever. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous stainless pipe. I mean, that is just true beauty. True beauty. Look at the little details in here. I mean, just phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love it. I love it. You know, I wish I knew what these were supposed to symbolize. I'm guessing cooling, but You know, look at the shifter lever. I just love these shifter levers. You know, everything's cast. Everything is just perfection. Even the kickstand. It says Triumph on it right there. I've never noticed that before. Beautiful, just beautiful. This is one of my all-time favorite Triumphs. I've said I've only ridden these a couple times. We can't ride this one because it's a special edition. But, you know, look at this little hook here. Anyway, I'm going on. If you are interested in a motorcycle like this, a new or used Triumph or Royal Enfield or British classic motorcycle of any type, or accessories or apparel or any of those things, get yourself over to Baxter Cycle in Marnie, Iowa, or get to baxtercycle.com. They've got an amazing collection of everything you could ever imagine on there, and they ship the same day. They can help you out with something like this. Absolutely beautiful motorcycle. Now, if the weather's nice where you're at, get out and ride, my friends. Wahoo!